Welcome to the Pod Bay Door.
Hello, everybody out there in the verse. Thanks for joining us. This is the Pod Bay Door. You can join us every Tuesday for info and opinions on the newest tech, movies, games, and, of course, insider information, history, and maybe even some crazy secrets about our home, Las Vegas, Nevada. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the ride. You can find us on iTunes Podcasts at the Pod Bay Door. Our YouTube channel is the Pod Bay Door Podcast, or find us on any of your favorite podcast apps. And hey, if you get the chance, subscribe to us and give us a review on your favorite podcast platform. Coming up on this second all Las Vegas special episode, 7 reasons to love or hate Las Vegas, swingers clubs, mobsters, ghost towns, and naked exterminators. And, of course, the Topless Report, Nerd Alert, Gear Grinders, and Area 52. This is Jamey for Adam and Sam. Sam is remote, again, on the phone. So how you guys doing?
Doing well. What's up,
Doing
Sam?
good. How are you?
Good. Welcome back, Sam. Our special guest today is Cammy G. Hi, Cammy.
Hi there. How
What's
are
up,
you?
Cammy?
Good, thanks.
Hey.
Cammy is a good friend and a fellow Las Vegas concierge combatant. We are going to share some stories of our time in the industry, as well as what it is like to be a woman working in Las Vegas hospitality arena. And I've been told, and I think I see notes that she has some other stories that maybe I don't know about.
I think they're secrets.
Gotta be some good stuff.
When she was
I go
just a
back.
kid.
Oh, yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Hey, a big thank you to our new listeners in New Mexico and Wisconsin. Thank you so much for tuning in. We really appreciate everybody subscribing and downloading. Keep those comments and show suggestions coming in. We love them all. Jerry Dakota 9 commented, "What is the best buffet in Las Vegas?" Good God, I haven't been to a buffet in forever.
Yeah? Oh, man. The last one I think I went to was Bellagio. And it was super expensive, but it was really good.
The M used to be outstanding. However, there was a guy that clipped himself. He committed suicide right in the buffet line.
In the buffet?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yes,
no, I
yes.
didn't know
That did happen.
Oh, yeah.
Really?
But relatively recently, just took a gun, blew his head up,
Really?
literally.
I
in
never
the
heard about
line.
that.
It was like about
Oh, yeah.
2-3 years ago, and when I was working for the limousine company,
Yeah.
one of my driver was actually there on site having dinner with his family.
Really?
And he called and told us what happened. We couldn't believe him, and then he thent us the
news
one
link?
of those videos.
Yeah. Oh, it's
They
amazing.
blocked off the area, and he was stuck there for the next 5 hours.
Oh, yeah, and you know the pissy little Filipino ladies that are heading for the crab legs. They're
Oh,
pissed
yeah.
and just stepped over the dead body just to get to the things. Oh, yeah.
Oh,
so-
yeah, because you had to wait a long time in line for
Hey,
those things.
I was going to say that
Wait an hour,
the crab
I'm gonna
legs
pay a
was the
ton
best
of money.
part.
Oh, yeah.
So you just go and you got to load up on that because it was like,
Yeah.
I want to say it was like $75 to get in this buffet.
Yeah, and the Rio used to have a seafood buffet.
The Rio used to be really good.
The Rio wasn't too bad. I've been there recently, about a year ago.
Yeah.
They have a local special where, like, if you have local ID and a player's card, it's like $35 to get the seafood buffet, which is now next to the regular buffet, not on the other side anymore.
Oh, it's all separate?
It's like a small little spot to put a little stamp on your hand. You go in.
Right.
It wasn't too bad for $35.
like fast
you know
pass
what I
at
mean? Like
Disneyland.
it's
Fast
close
pass to the crab
and it's
legs.
local area,
Oh,
so it's not really packed.
Right,
That's
right.
kind of cool.
Yeah, you know,
Mandalay Bay is really good, too.
Mandalay Bay's good. I've become as I careen towards 50, I've become quite a germaphobe.
Right, so that's just too much
yeah.
food out in the open.
The whole
right?
concept is, it was like, oh God, you know, and then lines and waiting and it costs money.
Yeah, a lot of money.
I just use a napkin. You know, I go to my table, I
nobody-
grab the napkin, and I carry it. And as I use every spoon to fill my plate, I use it with a napkin.
Yeah, but see,
That's a good call.
And the people look at me, and I look at them like, yeah, you are full of germs,
either
and
that or
I
you
am not
carry
getting
the,
them.
right.
I have
the
no
germ
issue with
stuff
it.
like
Yeah.
Jamey does.
Yeah, I do it.
Right,
oh,
but-
that's hanging on.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
But I will say,
I don't know what's worse though, the buffet or a crafts table.
Oh, true.
Oh.
That's true. I don't know. It's all bad. It's all bad. But as far as the best buffet now, I would go with Cammy's Mandalay Bay. I hear
Mandalay Bay
I
is
hear that's
delicious.
a killer buffet.
Okay.
Yeah.
Great location, and I will say for locals buffet because I know these because
Yeah, you know the hookup spots, right?
I do. It's Green Valley Ranch.
Green Valley Ranch.
Green
They
Valley Ranch,
really
yeah.
have
Nice.
really
Nice.
high quality food,
Yeah.
and the lines are reasonable, especially if you do Linner. of course, so that you
yes.
get there early. That's the case. Or you did a late lunch and then you do late dinner.
Okay.
That's the
And then
key
go
to
see a
any
movie.
buffet. Honestly, it's the key to any buffet.
And catch a movie. Yeah.
Get there at the beginning or the
Spider-Man, it was
end
huge.
of the frame.
Spider-Man.
50 million yesterday.
Spider-Man 38.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well,
What about the buffet at the Caesar's Palace? I heard that was pretty good too.
It
the
is so
Bacchanal.
expensive too.
Is
It
it
is so
Caesar's Palace?
expensive,
Yeah.
really expensive.
Caesars makes me laugh because they have all the cocktail waitresses and all the buffet servers. They're somewhere between 100 and 1,000 years old because they never give up their jobs.
No, why would they?
Oh, seniority. That's right.
That's right.
That's right.
All right.
It's called vintage. The millennials call it
Vintage,
vintage.
vintage cocktail server, yeah. All right, LA Jams 952 commented, "Is Elvis still alive?" I picked this one just because it's silly.
That's funny.
Yes, he, Tupac, and Biggie are on a 3-man show over
That's
at Mandalay
right.
Bay.
That's right.
No, you know what?
They're very much alive in spirit. We say that.
Absolutely.
You know, there's impersonators everywhere.
Yeah.
You know,
I know quite a few.
Delivered a one, and
Oh,
Elvis guy, he's always
really?
Yeah, he's always got something weird in the background. Elvis, he is cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's impersonators.
I know a lot of entertainers, and they do parties, they do this, they do that, events, and they all seem to originate from Las Vegas. They're all here. They're not like L.A. guys that are just playing Elvis. They're here playing Elvis, and I know a couple of them, Greg Miller being one of them, that they make huge revenue going overseas to Asia.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, the Japanese and Chinese, they
love
love
Elvis,
Elvis.
yep.
Oh my God.
When I first moved to Las Vegas, I have to tell the story. I lived next to Elvis in Maryland. They were a couple that had done, obviously they were doing some of the shows on the Strip, but they made their living as Elvis in Maryland, had legally changed their names.
Really?
And every single day.
That was their day. They went,
hair, sideburns, everything.
Sure.
And my other neighbor
did they have a pink Cadillac?
I don't remember what they drove. But my other neighbor was a lesbian professional poker player.
Oh,
and
yeah?
I thought, wow, I'm
you
living in Vegas.
Yeah,
I get Elvis in Maryland on one side and
a
a
professional gambler.
Yeah, and they both have really nice houses.
Right.
Sweet. Adam mentioned the pink Cadillac. There at the Las Vegas welcome sign. There's a guy out there that goes and gets donations.
Donations
to take pictures with.
That's right.
And there's a cornucopia of Elvis, Elvi. I think that's what they love to call him. They got Fat Elvis, Young Elvis, Mid Elvis.
Yep.
And half of them can sing, half of them can't sing.
Yep.
And I know the actual talent that I know. They obviously charge more. If they're Fat Elvis, they don't charge as much. If they look good, they can't sing. They charge a little more. If they can sing,
That's
it's so funny.
The question
Stages
is
of
though,
Elvis.
if you're visiting and you have to have your picture taken with an Elvis, which one would
Which
it
one? It's got to be Cool Young Elvis.
be? No, I'm going with Fat Elvis.
Really?
There's more humor to it.
I don't know.
I don't
Definitely, I
know.
want Fat Elvis.
I like classic, young, fit, full black suit, leather pant Elvis. I think it was classic.
Guys.
Oh yeah.
I want.
There's enough fat dudes in town.
I want the one that says, "Really, this is who you're worshiping, right?
Maybe.
This is the fat Elvis."
Yeah.
But
That's why he died young.
in answer to your question, yes, Elvis is alive and well in Las Vegas. Cammy, that we have a topless report. Did you know that?
Oh, I read about that.
Where are they naked now? We've had some good ones.
Where aren't they naked?
Where aren't they naked?
not
There you go.
Aren't
There
they
you go.
naked?
Now, I don't know if you've ever attended these things, but the Red Rooster, Green Door, and there's a smattering of other ones. They are swingers clubs in town, and I was first. They're naked all the time. I was first exposed to the swingers club.
Exposed.
Yeah, as a concierge, and they would ask me about. So I finally did some research, and it's really strange. Like the Red Rooster, you used to have to go to. They gave you an address.
It's like a secret door,
Oh
right?
yeah. No, they gave you an address,
Like a speakeasy?
and you went to a storage unit, and the storage unit guy gave you an address and a code. Like Nixon.
Go to the guy in the poncho. His name's Hank.
Yeah.
He'll lead you to the Whopper lair.
Yeah.
Right?
And then you went to the place, and then you
I'm not saying you
enjoyed
got
whatever
that.
you wanted to enjoy. The Green Door, of course, came a little bit after the Rooster, and they were less formal about it. I mean, they said, "Here we are, we're a swingers club," and it became more and more acceptable in Las Vegas.
So for a germaphobe like you, would
Yes.
you be pretty scared, Jamie? Would you?
Oh Lord.
Be pretty horrified.
Jamie goes there every weekend.
I
What are you
have
talking about?
noted. Yes, I have a club card. 10 punches, I get a free one.
There's not enough
Jamie
for
goes
Elvis for
wrapped
you?
in cellophane, completely wrapped in cellophane.
That's right.
And then he
Completely
just
wrapped in cellophane. No, Sam, I would not go. And yes, wow, I didn't even think about the germ thing. That's terrible. Thank you, Sam. I'm going to be nightmaring about that forever.
Yeah.
Well, you can stand there with the Perel and hand everyone a small bottle, but like, please beware.
That's funny.
You can be the Purell guy.
That's funny. No, it would be no.
Go with your own little seat cushion.
Imagine Sheldon at a strip club.
Yes,
portable
Sheldon at a strip club.
Finally saw the Young Sheldon trailer and it looked pretty funny.
No, but now what do you think about swingers clubs, Cammie? Do you think they're a positive, a negative? It doesn't matter.
You know what I love? This is something that later in the show I was going to mention, but I absolutely love that about Las Vegas.
Yeah.
So we're treated like grown-ups. You have choices, and I love that you can find everything.
Yeah.
So I'm 100% for swingers clubs.
Pro-choice.
Sure,
Yeah,
because
fantastic.
it doesn't mean it doesn't have any impact
Doesn't
on me
affect
if
you,
I
right?
don't like
Yeah.
it. What if I
You
don't
go if
like
you
it?
go,
So I
you
don't
don't if
move
you don't.
next door to the swingers club. That's it.
All right.
That's
So
all.
I
everybody,
think it's just part of Vegas.
yeah.
I actually had a friend recently
yeah.
that
An
posted on
important part
Facebook
of it.
that he had just learned about that these were in Vegas, right?
Yeah.
And I was like, dude, seriously, this is Sin City. You didn't realize this goes
Yeah.
down like every day. Like,
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, this is not just.
I have to tell you
in
because I know.
secret,
Yeah,
you know.
I know this will surprise Jamie right
It
next
won't
to me. It probably won't surprise you. But recently, I was at the Red Rooster,
Yes.
and the only problem that I see about this amazing system, because of course they've been able to go around all the legalities because it's just a party. You
Sure.
just show up and it's a donation and it's a party
Sure.
and it's a house party. But because it is someone's home, they obviously have neighbors. And,
Oh, yeah.
And
Oh,
so
yeah.
that's really the only thing. It's hard to, and some of the neighborhood around them have a lot of smaller homes. So I don't know that, I don't know how I feel about
wisely.
living
Yeah.
next to
Location,
them.
location,
But I'm glad they're
location.
here. I'm absolutely glad they're here.
So everybody listening, Red Rooster, look for Cammie. She'll be on the inflatable donut with a carnation.
Yes.
No,
And my portable seat cushion.
there you go.
I didn't just come up with that, all right?
Speaking from experience.
Yeah, that's right.
The second one, this one again. The last week we had naked Uber drivers showing up naked.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
I know.
That
You know this
I
happened?
know.
How do you
It's-
find that?
I
Well,
don't
and
know.
it's-
Is that like a special checkbox?
It's not it's not a choice yet.
Oh.
Because that's a big no on me. That's a left swipe there on me.
I guess I got to make that app.
Because of the germs.
Because of the
What?
No, because I need to get there and not have to worry about what this guy's doing naked.
Guy naked. I never even considered a guy would show up
Oh,
naked.
oh,
I'm
yeah.
thinking
It was-
topless Uber
No,
drivers.
it
Who
was-
doesn't
it
want
was-
that?
it was-
That's the way we would think. But,
Yeah.
that's
It's
not
two
how it goes
guys.
down.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's usually
it's
the sweaty old guy.
Two dudes show up, and it's terrible.
Oh, nobody
But
wants that.
they're along with the naked Uber drivers. Apparently, Las Vegas, specifically Henderson, which is we're very close to Henderson, Nevada, right now. A naked man wielding a pesticide sprayer. Now, I don't know if he was a professional exterminator.
Right.
I don't think Orkin would really,
He didn't have a badge
espouse
on.
that behavior. But apparently he's running down the street spraying people.
Nice. Oh, just spraying
That's
people.
what my husband calls it too.
Yeah?
Pesticide sprayer.
In reality, it really was a pesticide
really
sprayer.
killing bugs.
And I
Yeah, trying to anyway.
and they found out, much to everybody's relief, that it was just water in the sprayer. But yeah. So Las Vegas is literally out of control.
Oh, man.
Oh.
Henderson. That was in Henderson.
Yeah.
I think we already knew that, though. I mean, that's the way Vegas always been, though, right?
That's right. Well, I don't think people come here for that, Sam. Do they?
You know how they do ghost tours or
Yes.
haunted tours,
Yeah.
and you get on a bus and they make up these great stories.
Right.
That's what we need to do.
Some
'Cause
crazy
I would,
Vegas stories.
if
Like,
I
this is where
knew-
the naked man ran down the
yeah,
street.
if I
with
knew
the
I could
pesticide sprayer.
Totally.
go down 5th and Main and I could find at noon some
Sure.
guy running around naked with his pesticide gun, I would.
Go.
I'd sign up
I'm
for
sure.
that. I'd get on that bus.
Absolutely. Well, yeah. All you need to do is go downtown, walk around the corner where the dirty Pikachu gets ready,
That's
and
what I
you'll
was
see some
thinking,
naked
too.
dudes. Trust me.
Man, all you gotta go
Trust me.
Oh, don't
Fremont
forget about the
Street
Batman
or-
and Superman, too, though, fighting.
That's right, and tragic drunken Gene Simmons. He's my favorite. He's my absolute favorite. I love that.
Okay,
Go
one
ahead.
thing that I have to point out is everyone listening to this is enjoying the temperature, the normal temperature
Yes.
from either your home or your normal temperatured outdoor
Yes.
area
Yes.
in which you live. But Elvis at the Welcome to Las Vegas sign at 115 degrees in the middle of the day. You got to tip that guy.
Especially fat Elvis.
You have got to tip that guy.
He's working
because
it, all right?
he
Of course you have to. He's out there in the heat.
Man.
We've talked about
115
tipping like
degrees.
relentlessly.
Oh, my goodness. Do not forget to tip
Yeah.
fat Elvis at the sign.
That's right, because it's 115 yesterday, 114
good
today.
Lord. Yeah,
and if you don't think that makes a difference, I just came from 80 and it was people were complaining. Oh my God, it's so hot.
Yeah, please.
Wait,
please.
from 80?
From 80.
Oh,
and
come
from
on.
80.
No one can complain about 80. 80 is
I
like
know.
amazing.
Californians can.
Oh, what
yeah.
happens?
I mean,
I've seen it.
you literally in Las Vegas. There are some days you don't go out because
My brother's in Seattle.
you could
and
get
he's-
sick. I mean,
There was no clouds in the sky yesterday, and
no.
it was literally like just an oven.
it was
Oh,
So,
it
terrible.
is.
yeah, you walk
It is.
outside,
Oh, yeah.
you
It
got to
is.
find shade because it's just
Right.
it just bakes you.
Not to discourage anyone, because there is shade everywhere. And
there needs to
cliche
be.
as it is, it's a dry heat.
Yeah.
But
Well,
Elvis
plus
has
the worst
no
part is
shade.
when you're
right.
driving with the windows down. It just feels like the oven door open. All that heat blowing in your face.
Yeah.
Really does.
Good old blow dryer effect.
does.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Gotta love Vegas.
Absolutely. Well, speaking of being in the 80-degree temperature and in a different area, I'm going to open the nerd alert, Adam. I have the opportunity for all you nerds out there, for all you Marvel fans and all you amusement park fans, to ride the Guardians of the Galaxy Mission Breakout Ride, which, fortunately or unfortunately, it really depends on your perspective, took over for the Tower of Terror at the California Adventure.
Okay.
And the thematically, what it is, it's based on the Guardians of the Galaxy 2. Apparently, they were captured by the Collector, and Rocket breaks them out in some fashion.
Technically, it's based on Guardian of the Galaxy in general, not Guardian of the Galaxy 2. It doesn't tie in with the movies at all. It's just its own theme ride, kind of like Fast and the Furious at Universal Studio. It's its own theme ride itself, its own contained storyline.
Oh, okay. Well, gosh, I mean, they do make a big deal out of it being part of Guardians of the Galaxy 2. It might be a marketing ploy as far as...
It's so big and it just came out.
Yeah.
But I actually did see the kind of YouTube video.
Yeah.
of
There's
the
a lot
ride.
of them out there.
Yeah, and it's really cool. It's like it's like a motion ride, right?
Mm-hmm.
Are you actually in an elevator, or is it just like...
Well, what you do is, first thing you do is you arrange, like Cammie said, you arrange a fast pass because, and I was lucky, I strolled right into the right line and got a fast pass, and then the next fast pass that was available after I got mine was about midnight. So, it is crazy popular.
Wow, that's crazy.
And wait times were still in the 3 and 4 hours, down from 5 and 7 hours if you didn't get a fast pass. Yeah,
Jesus.
So you go in, and what they've done is they've retrofit the entire facility for Tower of Terror into the Guardians of the Galaxy theme. And it's very simple. You go into the building, and it's the collector's warehouse, and you see different little cages and
it was very
and
cool.
light
You sent me a
cubes.
couple pictures. Yeah,
and,
in the movie, all the cages with all of his collectors
exactly.
and different guns and creatures and
right.
Yeah.
And then you go into a separate area that is not much different than the Tower of Terror. It looks like the internal workings of a building, but they've made a few modifications to make it look more spacey.
Mm-hmm.
And then you go into what's called in the show and as well as in reality called a gantry, and it's a free fall drop ride. And it is so fun. So fun. Now, the only thing I would say is that you are so excited to get on it. I was able to get on it twice.
Nice.
Yeah, I know. It was hard, but we did it. Well, I went on, the first one I went on was 10 a.m., and then the second day I went on it was 10 p.m. So that'll show you. It was very difficult the second day. But when you're so excited to get on, and it's really fun, and you enjoy the drops, and it periodically opens. You're escaping in an elevator. Rocket is trying to save you, and you're escaping in an elevator, and he's not good at it. He can't figure it out, so he keeps dropping you and raising it and dropping you, and then Groot screws up and hits the wrong button and drops you again. It's really cute, but you only realize that the second time you ride it, the second or third time you ride it, because you're so excited the first time you're not paying attention
to the story.
Yeah, and then at one point, Groot pushes the button again, and he shoots you all the way to the top, and the entire gantry goes outside. So the doors open, it goes outside, and then Groot accidentally falls on the button again, and you fall for the very final time.
But when you get to the top, you can see the entire park, right?
Yes.
That's the cool part.
Yes.
Yeah.
But I highly recommend it. The only negative that I found, and I was wearing that day on purpose, the Tower of Terror T-shirt that I bought many years ago. And people, specifically the park workers, don't like the Guardians of the Galaxy.
Really?
Right. No, they said we prefer the Tower
They
of
like
Terror.
the classic one, huh?
Yeah.
You know what I used to love about Tower of Terror? It wasn't because it was the best ride in the park for me. It's because it wasn't that popular. And so while I was waiting for my Fast Pass times, I could go on that ride sometimes up to 6 and 7 times in a day at the park. We would just run over there, get in the 10-minute line, go on the ride, and then move on with our day and go to our other Fast Pass areas. So now, I've got to wait 5-10 years until they're just about to change it again.
Yeah, it's miserable.
I can't. Yeah, I can't. I can't.
Now,
not even an 80-degree temperature.
80,
California.
All of 80. Now, my favorite part was the hungover, drunken teenagers running the show on Tower of Terror.
Oh, God.
Because they fit right in. They were supposed to be, sort of ghostly hotel workers, and they were already miserable.
Yeah.
And
bleary-eyed.
It was hysterical.
Oh, no.
But I thought it was great.
Confidence.
Yeah, it was great. It was definitely a different ride and the same ride all at one time.
Right.
And like Sam said, it had independence from the movie, but it connected to the films. But I highly recommend it. But boy, plan ahead, because even an 80-degree temperature, standing 4 hours doing nothing. Not doing it.
That's pretty rough.
That's why you got to go early.
Yeah.
Wait, Jamey, you weren't busy taking selfies?
No selfies.
I mean, you can always kill time by taking selfies or making what them kids call it nowadays, Snapchats.
Snapchat. Oh my gosh.
SC. No Snapchats. No.
Snapchat, dog face.
I don't have any friends.
Speaking of Snapchat, just a little side story here. Sam and I went to Buffalo Wild Wings to catch the end of the boxing fight this last weekend, I think it was. Yeah. And this group of teenagers came in and sat. There's probably 12 of them around this long table, and one of them sitting there Snapchatting the whole dinner.
Oh my God!
Yes,
they're walking
this one
in,
douche with
introducing
the
everybody, sitting there waiting for
this
food.
This is Buffalo Wild Wings.
Buffalo
Imagine
Wild
if she's
Wings.
on the strip.
It was a guy.
Oh my gosh!
I heard man bun.
Yeah.
Oh,
no, tall black guy.
Gentleman.
Yeah, man bun.
Gentleman.
I didn't get it.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I don't know. But it was. I don't know. That's
not even girls who Snapchat are attracted to guys who Snapchat.
Yes, that's one of those.
This guy
Snapchat
every single person at the dinner table, and you tell some of the guests were annoyed. Like his crew was annoyed by him.
Yeah,
I'm annoyed, and I'm not eating.
Yeah, and it's just rude.
Yep. So were we, and we are on the other side. So.
And again, we should all put all these tags on the YouTube channel. Stop taking pictures of every food.
Yes,
stop Snapchatting.
Right.
Cut your hair. Get rid of the bun. Secondly, in the nerd alert, Las Vegas is there's an LA company that has filed with the FAA to start a drone competition area. So it's not really for camera work. It is literally for drone races.
For competition, yeah.
Yeah, competition.
So I actually looked this up a little bit.
Yeah.
And this is the extreme drone circuit.
Nice.
Starting with an X, right? So it's XDC instead of EDC.
Okay.
Because they'll be in Vegas, right? And they actually have their kind of inaugural race downtown on Fremont Street, and it's through the old Western Casino.
Okay, I know what you mean.
Yeah.
Wow.
Hey, is that the casino that they just had that they're changing, but they had to open it up for 6 hours because of an old gaming law? Did you see that on the news?
I didn't hear about that.
No, I didn't hear about that.
It was very interesting. They had, I'm pretty sure, is that shutting down? Is that why?
It was shut down already. I'm not sure.
That happened. They had this great old law in Las Vegas that one time a year, in order to keep your gaming license, because if you let it lapse, then it's almost impossible to get back. So even though it's completely shut down, they had to light everything up and let people come in and gamble for 6 hours on one day, so that they could keep their gaming license.
Yeah, that's cool.
I love little quirks like that.
Got to keep those old hotels going.
I have to say this because it's completely off topic, but along with that, I have horses. I've ridden through drive-throughs to get, for example, Jack in the Box, right?
I can attest to this. I've seen her do it.
There is still a law on the books in Nevada that you cannot ride your horse through a drive-through.
Really?
Restaurant.
Did they like bust you on that?
Nobody busted me. Some tourists took pictures of me. I felt flattered. I gave them a little wave. I felt like next time I'm wearing chaps, which nobody would ever wear.
Nice. And I doubt the Carl's Jr. cashier really is up on the Nevada
laws.
Nevada statutes.
Completely annoyed by me. Did not care at all. But
that's funny.
But there is a law on the books.
Yeah.
Don't do it. Don't do it. If you're traveling with your horse in Las Vegas right after the Red Rooster and you're getting a drink, do not ride the horse.
Taking the law in your own
just
hands.
drive on through. Just drive on through.
That's funny. But the drone competition thing is pretty cool. And the article that I read about it, of course, is positing that somehow, some way, we're going to have it in the books. We're gonna have it. We're gonna be betting on it.
Sure. Oh yeah, guaranteed. Guaranteed.
Yeah.
There's gonna be a
sports
race.
books, by the way, for those. I keep
the books.
Half term the books.
The books.
The sports books that'll have it for betting, and I'm absolutely sure it will.
Yeah, we gamble on everything.
Excellent.
I'll bet on the drone that looks like Millennium Falcon. That's
there you
what I'll bet
go.
on.
Speaking of,
there you go. Hey, Sam, you can't see it. Well, you could see it on there. The part of the new Star Wars themed area. I brought back a Millennium Falcon that was used as an ice cube in the drinks, and it lights up.
Nice.
Yeah,
nice. That's pretty cool, dude.
All the stops with Disney. Right?
Another side note on the drone thing.
Yeah.
So they use these goggles that connect to the cameras on the drones, so that it's all first-person flying.
Okay.
So that you can actually project what they're seeing onto the big screen, so the people
gotcha.
who are watching the competition can see what these pilots are seeing.
That's cool.
And they pilot the drones just like you would be piloting any other plane.
Yeah.
Yeah, first-person way. So could be interesting.
That's very cool.
I'm
And if
kind of curious. Like, you have a drone, right? We need to practice some flying.
Yeah.
And if these XDC gentlemen, sponsors, organizers are listening to this podcast right now, do not plan it in the summer months.
Oh, no.
I just don't even understand
Please
how
do
the
it
other
inside,
one, the
right?
EDC,
Oh, these
people
poor
are
people.
passing out
Yeah.
and dying.
Yeah.
Can you not
Yeah.
pick, I don't know,
1,000
November?
hospital calls.
Yeah, end of
Oh, yeah.
October. It's glorious at the
No,
end
it's
of
just
October.
like any sci-fi movie in the world where the ship is flying towards it and doesn't have any plates to protect it from the atmosphere and just burns right up. That's going to be the drones
planes flying
here.
off.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Did you know that there's drone like they attack each other? Like what's the word for it? Yeah, I'm thinking like not just racing competitions, but like last man standing.
Oh yeah, like
drone fights.
They have
you know?
RC fights all the time. Yeah.
Yeah, what are those there's
Yeah, the little
crash
remote control
derbies.
cars.
It's almost like BattleBot. style.
Yeah, almost like BattleBots, dude. It's
Battle
crazy.
drones.
I saw some videos on that
Oh
too.
my gosh.
Yeah.
I'm thinking old school.
Sam, I
when
think
you
we're gonna have
used
to learn how to pilot drones, man.
That's
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
That's right. Well,
Sounds like a new job.
well, third and lastly in the nerd alert, Las Vegas. I just love Las Vegas. Las Vegas leads the nation in personal breathalyzer sales because we lead the nation in DUIs.
Right.
Yeah.
You don't say.
That, man.
We don't say. We don't just lead the nation. I mean, we
By a long shot.
Oh my God.
I was trying to look up numbers, but all I was getting was ads for personal breathalyzers.
Yeah,
but
we're 20% ahead of the closest participant in the DUI competition.
Oh yeah.
It's
Congratulations,
bad. It's
Las
very
Vegas. Congratulations.
Yeah,
Number one.
Yeah. Well, and if you add them all together, I mean, it really speaks badly for Vegas. And Vegas is actually a great town, but I mean, we're number one in pedestrian deaths, number one in DUI.
Yeah.
Uber, Lyft.
Yeah.
Can I just say this to throw it in?
Well, just to
I
make
hope
things
that
a little
this
darker,
has made it
thanks
better.
to all that, that's why Vegas is pretty high and pretty easy for transplants of like kidneys and lungs, all those little vital organs.
Nice.
They're pretty easy to come by in Vegas,
Sam,
unfortunately.
that's morbid.
Yeah, Sam. I guess
Sam,
it's a
thank
good thing you
you.
need a kidney, right?
Thank you. I'm going to weep now for just a moment if I could have some. That's
It's
a very
the
good
truth.
point.
Trust me. When
I
they
bet it
told me that
Trust me.
once I get onto a kidney transplant list, like the doctor made a morbid joke of, and who knows, your kidney might be younger than you. And I was like, I gave her a little chuckle, but I was like, that was pretty dark.
Wow.
That was
Wow.
pretty dark, Doc.
You gotta keep it light there in the old hospital.
Oh my.
Yeah.
Now, has anybody?
Maybe
go
that
ahead.
is. I mean, for Sam, that's thanks.
Well, I don't know.
Hey, thanks. That's what I want to hear.
Maybe that's a light joke in the hospital.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
Now, has
keep your
anybody in the
spirits up.
studio done a breathalyzer?
No.
Of any type.
I've done one of those on like
I've never even
the wall at the bar. You can test yourself.
That's
right?
what I mean.
Yeah.
Any type?
Um,
No. They actually make
just once. I've done one.
They make an app with a plug-in that they do, but I've never even seen that one. Yeah. Now I've never done it, and you were wild at some point.
Yes.
Nothing?
But I'm wild and yet responsible. It's not that hard.
That's true.
It's not that hard. It's really not that hard.
Enjoy responsibly. Like,
call a friend.
Well, especially if you're riding a horse down to wherever you're going.
Yeah.
Right? At worst, you fall off. Right?
At worst, you fall off. Right. And your horse leaves you and goes home.
Exactly right.
That was the nerd alert, and because Cammy is has all these wonderful things to tell us about, we're going to learn a little bit more about Cammy.
Oh my.
Now, how long have you been in Las Vegas?
Oh, wow. Gosh, I should have taken better notes. Well, I came here in 1990.
Okay.
I did move away for a while, but I've considered it home.
Yes.
For quite a long time.
Oh yeah. Now, when did you enter into the hospitality casino industry?
Right away. That's part of the reason I moved here.
It was way before I met you.
Oh, part of the reason I moved here was because I was paying my way through college and I just needed one of those tipping jobs because it's really hard to it's really
pay your way through school. Okay. Where were you from before?
Washington State.
Okay.
And I did go to college there for a year, and all the people, all my roommates had parents paying for their school, and I was drowning in debt, and so. Yeah, I moved away.
Now, coming for that reason, did it work?
It absolutely worked.
Yeah,
it did work. In fact, my very first job was parking cars, which you can no longer really make money at that because now they're charging for valet everywhere.
Yeah,
but it was it was the best. It was the best kid job you could have. I kept in shape. I made great money. I went from poverty to
cars.
I worked at the Rio when they opened.
Okay.
Right when they first opened.
How'd you get that job?
My charm.
You gotta know somebody, right?
My charm. You do have to know people. You do. Because I was the only girl working in my department, and that's part of some of the great stories I have about. It was a concierge mix because it was a really small hotel, and anyway,
so
I've got
cars
some
great.
We drove limo. We did bell work, and so later in the evening when then they needed to kind of mix, and there was only two of us on duty, and then we did a little bit of everything. And
and what shift did you run?
3 to 11.
All right, good one.
Right, 3 to 11.
Wow,
it's the best shift. Tips were very good back then. Yeah. Really, probably consistent. 20 years, and people really didn't.
Minimum? You were minimum with tips? Or
made minimum wage.
Okay, you did.
Made minimum wage with tips.
Now.
But benefits, and you could, as a student, you could go home early because that's one of the beauties of casino jobs is you really flexible. Don't have to work full-time to get full-time benefits.
Now that you've been out of the industry and no one knows you anymore, did you wreck any of the cars?
I never did.
No.
I was the biggest nerd, but I will absolutely... I was the biggest nerd. I wouldn't even adjust the seats because I'm annoyed when I get back in my car after I've parked valet and I've got to make all these adjustments and they've changed my radio station and I'm missing 50 cents. Come on, people. But a lot of my colleagues would do that.
Yeah,
a lot of them.
Sure, a lot of change stolen.
A lot of change stolen. Do not leave your change, people.
All right, so take us. But as far as my second question, actually deals with most of what you're talking about. Obviously, it wasn't difficult to do what you did, just to get in. I mean, it was juiced in, and that's fine. Everybody understands. When you come to Vegas, you know what that means. But was it difficult in that position being a woman? Because that's a guy's job.
It's a guy's job, and I transitioned because of air conditioning from valet to the bell department.
Okay.
And obviously, I don't know. At the time, I was about 130 pounds. I'm 5'7". And I worked with this guy who was an ex-bodybuilder.
Okay.
And so I'd, of course, come skipping out with my little smile and my polyester pants and ask people to give me their luggage. And they're like, I really can't. I just cannot give you my luggage. But, but we have carts, people, and I'm really not that big of a weenie. Yeah. And so
you can lift a bag onto a cart, right?
And then luckily, the best thing that happened to me for tips at that time is they hired this gimpy guy that I worked with that was about 125 pounds. So I'd say I completely You understand? And I'd just bring my friend out. I'd bring my one colleague out that was a little skinnier, and they'd be like, all right, you can just take my bags. It's fine. It's fine. It's either the girl or the gimp, but we're just going to give you the bags.
Well, you were still cute, so.
So better tips, what, Belle or Valet?
I would say different tip. And the beauty was because we also drove limo and we split up some of the duties and did concierge work before all that money started going to the casinos. So we'd get, $50 for a dozen roses from those people. And that was when they really gave you a lot of bribery money to send business their way. So I made some great money. Yeah, really. I mean, a lot of companies, they absolutely
the
would.
Strip clubs,
and keep that in mind. If you're a tourist visiting Las Vegas, it still exists 100%.
Sure it does.
You need to ask.
Big time.
You need to ask Jamey and Adam what strip club to go to. You don't need to ask the taxi driver because he is absolutely biased.
He's paid to go somewhere.
He is paid to tell you where to go. You need
Very
to do your
true.
research. Do not ask your cab driver.
Well,
He'll know the good spot, but he'll know the spot that he's getting paid to take
the
you to.
most. He's getting paid the most to drop people off.
Especially doormen too nowadays. The doormen they're not assigned, but they do have their loyalties to certain nightclubs, strip clubs, because they get paid out by it per head.
100%.
Yeah, there's a lot of money still exchanging, hands. We didn't. I mean, as concierge, we were pretty neutral because the hotels really don't allow relationships with the brothels and with the strip clubs and everything else. So I mean, we were pretty general. I mean,
and that's one thing about being as old as I am and working when I did is that I still. And another thing about being a woman, that was what you asked. There was not a concierge after 9 p.m. So I had gentlemen having to come up and ask me, where do I get a hooker? Where do I go to a swing club?
Too, right?
So I absolutely, and there's an art. Yeah, and there's an art about making people feel comfortable asking a woman because I was the only one working and it's Vegas. I'm very open-minded.
I mean, I can't even remember ever reacting, with wide eyes. I mean, it was just,
You can't.
Go to the center bar, look for a girl with a little tiny black purse.
Yeah.
There you go. there's your pro right there. But now, okay, so you broke in at Valet.
Went to Bell, did limo driving and concierge in that mixed in that capacity because it allowed, the particular hotel and the number of people that worked on my shift.
Okay. Which then, we'll fast forward, I guess. Was there anything between there?
Oh, I got one great story though, because I will say this also. Just because you're in Las Vegas does not mean that every single woman that you meet in Las Vegas will either strip or sleep with you, because I was propositioned more than one time as I was delivering luggage into people's room in my brown polyester pants.
Yeah, your work uniform.
My brown polyester, my black, everyone has seen these shoes, right? The black tennis shoes that are really hard to find, but you have to wear as a uniform shoe.
Oh, yeah.
The
black tennis shoes, brown polyester pants.
Black shoes.
This one guest checked him in. He was here 2 days before his wife came to stay with him in Las Vegas. So I'm holding his bags and I'm making all these reservations for he and his wife. And I'm helping him. And of course, I deliver some things to his room in my brown polyester pants. And of course, he gives me like $100 tip because he knows. He says, "What time do you get off?" I say 11 o'clock. He's like, "All right, so here's $100. I'll see you after 11. And I said, "Sir, Mr. Smith," because of course we're at Mr. Smith, I hope that you're not implying with this generous tip that I'll be back after 11 to be with you. He's like, smile,
like, no,
smile,
no.
Of course,
Wink, wink.
wink. And so the next 3 days that he's in the hotel with his wife, I went so far out of my way to say, "Hi, Mr. Smith. Hi, Mrs. Smith," and wave my little $100 in front of him because, come on. Not everybody is for sale, gentlemen.
Guys,
not everyone.
Guys don't go
one
through
drink. Yeah,
we don't go through that. We don't. There's, I mean, you might get some, fun girls, and we've talked about the girls that would come up to the concierge desk and flash us and everything else. But that's kind of where it stays. It was usually brief. It was like, a little bit of flash, a little bit of this, or a little bit of flirting. But now the $100 tip, though, I have to mention this. The $100 tip. To my last day of working in the industry still felt nice. It was so, it made your day. It may have even made your week. because somebody and
holy crap, somebody actually tipped, and it was generous.
And I was fortunate. It happened quite a bit for me.
Yeah. I think more for guys than girls, because I think when you are a concierge at a hotel, even as a female, if I go travel, and I hate to say this because I hate that it's true,
right?
But if a woman does reservations, if a woman books things for me and types something up for me, I think, okay, well, that's kind of a woman thing to do. It's not a big deal. If a guy does a little less than that, but he types something up and he makes a phone call and he makes a reservation, I feel awkward. I feel awkward that a man did this job for me. I feel like I feel obligated to tip a man more. And I feel like I saw that in the industry. And I feel like a man doing a concierge job, smart, because of course
he put in more work to it.
I feel like it wasn't the kind of job that I wanted or that I felt comfortable asking a man to do.
Right.
And so he's going to get tipped better for it. Plus, you're going to have people come up and ask about swing clubs and things that they're not going to ask a girl to do. So I did feel like it was a better tipping job for a man than for a woman.
It absolutely was, but I think after our tenure, it became almost seemingly exclusively a woman's job in town. I see a few stragglers here and there. I mean, Cammie and I both worked at the Venetian, and when I have the misfortune of having a job there, I kind of stroll by, and it's all girls. So I wonder if that affects,
I do think there's better tipping jobs out there. I don't think people appreciate their concierge like they should. Because a concierge, and I still use them today, and I tell people who come to visit, call your concierge and tip them, because they know everything. Mm-hmm. They know everything, and they know everything that's happening today. They know when a club isn't trendy anymore, and the new one is trendy. They know the wait times to get into the clubs, the best times. They know everything. They're invaluable. People do not appreciate this resource enough, especially in a big city.
I agree.
Like Las Vegas.
They undervalue concierge big time. I mean, those guys
don't know what it is.
On point.
They just don't know how they can benefit from this position.
The ignorance. I mean, even all the way down to not really knowing what the word is.
Correct.
And
sure.
The mispronunciation of the word is tragic. But no, they have no idea what they do, and unfortunately, we've spoken about this, Cammie, information desks and privatized outside hire concierge desks, where they have ulterior motives, and they have different methods of doing things where they don't know it all. They don't know what we're there for. No, I totally agree with you. Now, do you miss it? Do you miss the industry? And do you miss being a concierge?
It's just boring for Adam. Am I boring?
Oh, no. Oh, no.
You know what was great?
He's been in the industry. He was a dealer.
You're a dealer.
I wasn't a concierge, but I've been in the casinos.
No, it was worse for you. People threw up on you.
Some ways.
Yeah,
we've all appeared
right there on the table.
Did no one throw up on you, Jamie?
No, I got I've got pens thrown at me, shot glasses thrown at me. One guy was going to hork up something and spit on me, and then after I grabbed his chest, that didn't happen.
And then security tackled him.
Yeah, and then I got in trouble. I got in trouble.
Nice.
But
germphobe.
So I ask again, do you miss that?
I loved the part that we got to see everything.
Yeah.
That when, as a concierge, we rafted the Colorado River.
Yes.
We've been to every helicopter, the Grand Canyon, every show. Yeah. We went, I think Jamie went on this with me. I'm not 100% sure, but we went, and this is something that's incredibly wonderful about Las Vegas, that we went on a cowboy cow-penning trip about 45 minutes out of town. So something you can do. Went on a cow-penning, so we went on a horse trail ride. Then as a group, cow-penned, so we collected and separated cattle, and then ate a barbecue and sat by a campfire and listened to cowboy songs. Right outside of Las Vegas.
Oh, no,
now, when my European friends come visit and they're thinking, hey, I just want to go to the Bellagio or the Venetian, and I have to say that informing them about some of these bizarre
These other
outside things
It's not on the strip.
really enhances. It's like you've taken 2 vacations in one.
Oh, absolutely.
It's
and
incredible.
And the cow penning came in handy with all the obese guests that we had. So.
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
Very handy. Yeah, and I miss the way that the great restaurants and the people that you sent a lot of business to appreciated you.
Yeah, I think that relationship is now, I may be speaking out of the side of my mouth here, but I think that Cammie and I, at the end of our tenure, fought valiantly but futilely against the corporate greed that was taking over.
Absolutely.
And they were lessening or taking more of our commissions and so on and so forth. So I think the relationships that you speak of, with restaurants and tourists and tour companies, I think they're probably frowned upon and therefore are probably not there anymore. Right. I'm sure you can establish something, but you're not allowed to do anything independently. Everything is I despise these terms, but everything is transparent now. Not that concierges were underhanded. It's just that we did things and people benefited from those things, but we had to establish relationships to do those things.
Absolutely.
And I think it's gone. I think that because we live in a goddamn fishbowl, that we can't do that anymore. And I've always said that the movie with Michael J. Fox for Love of Money, the type of concierge that he was, where he was wheeling and dealing and had tickets and this and that, dead.
Doesn't exist.
Gone. In Vegas. In Vegas. Now, I don't know about New York, LA, Chicago, but in Vegas, concierge is a different thing. It's a corporate environment.
Everything's regulated now.
It is. And it's true that there are relationships, but you can still, when you call to make a reservation in a particular restaurant 15 to 20 times during your same shift, and you get those same few people on the other end of the phone, and you're kind to them, and it's as though you're working right next to them, you can wield some special treatment. You can for your guests. So when you tip your concierge well, just be honest with them, because they may truly be able to get you something that their relationship from the time that they spend doing that job affords them.
And the spirit of Juiced in Vegas is still here. It'll rise again. It'll rise again. I know it will. Okay, so I'm going to put you on the spot.
Okay.
What is this? Now, when you and I worked together, we worked together for a long time.
Right.
You left me.
I did.
You left me. All you bastards, you left me.
Right.
One more year. I was there one extra year.
Couldn't take it anymore, huh?
No.
All the hot chicks left, and Jamie was like, all right, I'm out of here.
That's right.
I
Fuck
got better
this. What
job
happened? This was a beautiful place. And then I got this.
They replaced all these squidgy idiots over here.
Yeah. I think John was the last out.
Oh,
yeah, John and an often guest here. But what was the strangest thing you were asked to do?
The strangest thing,
or what was the funniest, strangest
request?
And Cammie's wonderful. She's so open-minded. She's an artist, and so nothing really shocks her. But did anything shock you? Like you went what?
Well, asked to do. I think I'm really not doing a great job, but the first picture that came into my mind of shocking things is when we were working at the Venetian. Can I say?
Of course.
We were working? When we were working at the Venetian,
I'm not paid by the Venetian.
Yeah, there was a time where they used to host what was the kids show, like Star Search, but it was specifically for young children. Anyway, they would host this in Las Vegas, and they hosted it at the exact same time as the porn convention.
We talked about this.
Yeah. So
that sounds like a nightmare.
Oh my gosh! So there were families with all of their cute little kids in these elastic suits and singing, and they look like John Benet, what's her name, Ramsey, with their makeup, but they're 8 years
creepy.
old and their big curly hair,
yeah.
And then there were 3 girls literally dressed in only pasties.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Only
Careful, kids. If
pasties
you don't
and
make it, this
heels.
is what's going to happen.
Draped around one guy. It looks like Ron Jeremy.
Right.
One guy, 3-4 hot practically naked women standing in line at the concierge desk next to John Bonet and her overweight mom.
Hey, give me
that's awkward. And then, of course, what is the mom loses her question because she's just going to complain. Why aren't you fixing this?
Here?
Why aren't you calling the president of Las Vegas and changing the dates of this activity?
Yeah.
I
Who
don't
put
know.
these together?
Give me the pasties every day and twice on Sunday. You can keep the kids.
Yeah.
Keep the kids. Yes, I remember that. Do you remember you know what? I'm not gonna go ahead because actually Gear Grinders has to do with something about this. So I'm gonna let that. I'm gonna hold on to that.
On that one.
But well, thanks, Cammie. I appreciate that. It's always good to talk to all my old friends that went through the industry with me. The best time, you know, I got to say, I don't think I've said this. You know, Julia and Danette and John have all been on. I haven't talked about this, but it was and I don't think you were there for it, but it was the 12 weeks of training that was before we started for the Venetian. It was amazing. Now, granted, it was 12 weeks of eating deli sandwiches, but it really was the best time that I've ever had working, I think, with a group of people. Was the first year, maybe year and a half. It was so fun. Because I worked with intelligent individuals. Everyone had a good head on their shoulders, and they had common sense. And well, at least the group that I can count on my hand was one of the best times I've ever had.
It was like a summer camp.
It was like a summer camp, yeah. But you didn't come until a little bit after.
I came 6 months later,
Yeah,
but
6 months later.
but my training was still a blast because I did raft and jet ski and helicopter as part of my training.
Sounds awesome.
And
Yeah.
I will say that
Yeah.
it was the best tourist experience I ever had in Las Vegas because I saw every show. I walked through every single casino for training. Everything, because you need to. You really need to be able to direct people
all
and,
my jobs
and give
with the
people
training
insight.
was hear the wolves.
Right.
Here's 2 packs of cards. Start pitching.
Exactly.
Exactly. Well, you know what? Here is the Concierge Chronicle. I don't know if you remember. I used to write one of the horrible managers that we had over at the Venetian. I used to write. I won't name names. We can say the Venetian. I'm not going to be mean. But the Concierge Chronicle was something I actually did. I actually wrote this small internal newsletter, and they made me stop because I am the way I am. Cammie knows.
Stop
Cammie
bitching
knows.
about everything, Jamie.
That's right. But this week we have the 7 reasons to love or hate Las Vegas. Now the panel. I'm very curious to see. Okay.
Whether
Now,
we love or hate these.
Whether we love or hate these. Porn slappers.
I
Does
love
everybody know what porn slappers are?
I don't know what a
It's
porn
the
slapper
guy,
is.
the guys with
my
the
God.
cards.
All right, so
Oh,
The guys with the cards.
porn slapper.
For those of you not from Las Vegas or out of the country, when you come to Las Vegas, you got to see this one time. There are people that are hired to have these little business card size things, and generally speaking, they're advertising for young ladies to come to your room and dance.
Escorts?
Yes, call girls.
Yes, or whatever you arrange with them later on. They
Call
also
only because you call them on the phone, right, gentlemen?
Yes.
Correct.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
They always
right.
have local numbers on
Yeah,
this.
and they're always accompanied
Baseball
by
cards.
a giant guy with what used to be a tape deck music player. I don't know why. But and they would hold the cards as you're passing by on the strip. They still do it to this day.
They sure do.
They slap the cards on their hands.
They got to try and get your attention.
Get your attention. Yeah.
So they can
Did you know
hand
they
these
actually
cards.
upgraded now?
what?
What's that?
They upgraded to those standing LED panels.
Yes, yes, Sam, you're
I
absolutely
seen
right.
the backpack. I seen the backpack. I was amazed. I was like,
Yes.
wait, you guys upgraded? Really?
Yes, it's like a guy wearing a two-sided sandwich board. And he's got,
Yeah.
and it's a digital display.
Yeah.
Absolutely, I've seen it. Yeah.
And
But-
they're flashing boobies on there?
well, with the stars on them, with they're covered, like the digital
See,
paste.
You can't get that everywhere.
Oh,
You
yeah.
cannot get that
No,
everywhere.
seriously, you could like have
This
a collection, like a baseball card collection of these little porn
Oh,
cards,
yeah. Oh,
you
and
can.
like
Oh, yeah.
you never collect the same one.
Oh, sure. And of course, we've had the extreme right complain about little kids getting the cards, and I'm like, well, where are you? Where's the parents?
Right.
Why does this kid pick up the cards?
This is on the strip.
And of course
this is
there
not
was
like on every corner of Vegas, but
right. And there was a legal
Right.
battle, of course. How closely they could stand to the casino, so they have to stand actually on the sidewalk outside. But folks, you gotta experience it one time.
yeah.
Right.
And take the
Yeah.
card.
Yeah.
Take the card.
Take
Why
the
not?
card.
You may use it later on.
My only issue is litter. It really drives me crazy
it's
to see
it's
them
pretty much everywhere.
scattered on the ground. But we do a good job cleaning.
We have a tremendously clean. The strip is spotless most of the time.
Really
most of the time.
It
Right after
really
New
is.
Year's, not so much. But now I like porn slappers. I think it's hysterical.
I think they're funny. Yeah.
I think they're funny.
Yeah.
On the other side of it, which I think is the same ilk of person, the timeshare Nazis. Oh my God, I can't stand the timeshare. I know these poor people. It's a job, and more power to them for having a job. But timeshares they're out now. I don't know if anybody even has any timeshares. I mean, you certainly can't sell anymore.
Oh well,
only the ones that were due 10 years ago.
Right next to the South Point. There's all along the south part of the strip. There's a lot of
Yeah, the one next to the
timeshare
South Point
places.
is called Wyndham.
Yeah.
Wyndham timeshares, yes.
Yeah, and they're
Yes.
still busy because I see those groups of people walking in 115. Can I just say again, Lyft Uber, 115 degree weather. They're walking from their timeshare to the grocery store 4 blocks away. You will die.
They won't make it. Yeah,
They're not going to make it. No.
Now I have to say, that if you're a savvy person, and this isn't just Las Vegas specific, but it can be anywhere. But if you're a savvy person, especially in Las Vegas, they give away quite a bit of stuff. They give away show tickets and buffets and so on and so forth.
Yeah.
So, and they know that most people have no intention of getting a timeshare.
Yes.
Especially in today's times, it's an actual.
But you sell it with a package and.
Yeah,
I mean, maybe somebody picks it up.
Oh yeah, but so if you got a couple hours to kill during the day and wouldn't mind a couple of show tickets to a cheap show, go for it. Right. But I get tired.
Actually, we've done that a few times. Me and my friends, we've tried it out a few times where we gone to a strip, signed up, and actually sat through the either 45 minutes to an hour presentation, just get the free dinner and a movie show ticket.
Yeah,
it worked out a few times. It's pretty funny.
Right.
Yeah, right. But okay, number 3. This one kills me. This one kills me worldwide. Now I understand. Now Disney is a little bit different because Disney has we braved the crowds of July 4th at Disneyland. Really wasn't that bad, honestly.
Did you see a number?
It
Best
how many people? How many?
I sure didn't.
Yeah,
I sure didn't.
Curious.
But we know how to do the park, so
right.
it wasn't
fast
that
pass.
bad. Yeah, fast pass, and if you stay away from the light parade when it comes around. But children on leashes. Now at Disneyland. Okay, I mean you look away and the kid's gone.
Could get lost in the crowd.
And I don't mean kidnapped. I mean just gone. He just got pushed down towards another ride.
Or saw something, squirrel.
Yeah,
but
Las
princess? Are you kidding?
Yeah.
Some princess.
Right.
So Disney characters, they're alive and they're real at Disneyland.
Well, based on Cammy's story, we need to leash up the guys. They see the pasties and they're out.
Yeah.
But children on leashes in crowds in Las Vegas, walking through a casino. Why are you walking through a casino with a kid? I know sometimes you have to, but I think there's I think it's demoralizing to put a kid on a leash. I don't know. I have a mother next to me.
Oh, demoralizing to the parent or the other parents around you because the kid doesn't
Probably
know any
both,
better.
Yeah.
It just.
Now we saw some cute ones. I mean, it was Chewbacca holding onto the kid's back, and
right. They got a little backpacks.
I suppose
right?
safety first, but I never. I have one child, but I could not ever put my child on a leash just out of principle.
I saw something recently.
If I can't,
I'm sorry to jump in there, but recently, not just a leash, but it was almost like a braided cord that went to the child, so that they could pull it like a bungee.
Oh, those dog leashes that are retractable?
Yeah, kind of like that, exactly.
That's what they need. Okay, well then that would change my story altogether. Okay, you put your child on a retractable leash, and I may put you at a whole other level of respect. But currently, I'm out. I'm out.
And again, if you increase the torque, you could put it on your husband. Just bang. Now, number 4, slot machines in the airport.
Everywhere.
Everywhere. Everywhere.
I love them. I actually love them.
I love them because I know I'm home.
I agree.
Yes.
I agree. It's part of the experience.
And
but they don't do coin anymore, and it kind of bothers me.
No, it's all it's all credit.
You don't get the jingle.
Yeah.
But no, they make fake jingle. They make the jingle sound.
Yeah, they do. It's not the same.
Yeah. But exactly. But
see, I love the slot machines in the airport because for me, as I'm about to fly out of Vegas, I get to watch people try to win one more time. Those people.
We can do
one more. Just give me one more shot.
And
I can win.
My last $5.
Yeah, and sometimes they do. I mean, Las Vegas is the home of the $100 gallon of milk. I mean,
for sure.
We have slot machines.
Right.
Or you either win or lose.
You know how many $100 beers I've had.
Yeah, there you go. Exactly. All right. Well, number 5, hipsters complaining about everything. This is thanks, Sam. This is a new thing to Las Vegas. With the gaucho pants, the man buns, the ironic living of everything. Vaping, yeah, and they've got to have the vape the size of a coffee cup, and then blow up, like the size of a cloud. Yeah. Good God, stop complaining. Yes, it's hot. Yes, it's crowded.
Right.
Yes, we have all the restaurants that no, they're not like LA. No, they're not New York.
Right.
Eat, shut up, and leave. That's what I say. Yeah.
When I moved to Las Vegas, part of what I loved was the cheese.
Yes.
I love lounge music. If you are not coming for lounge music, of course we have incredibly high class things everywhere now. You can every restaurant that you can want to visit in any other great city, we've got it here. We've got beautiful hotel rooms.
Right.
I totally agree. But we've still got cheese. And that's what I embraced when I lived here. You can get great lounge music and cheese. And if you're not embracing that, get out.
I agree.
Get out.
Totally
no complaining.
Very true,
Love
true.
it. That's why you're
agree.
vacationing here. Love it.
Did you know that some of the hotels now they change up the lounge music? Like some hotels still have lounge singers.
Sure.
But I've seen other hotels where they actually have, I don't know what you call it. It's a lounge singer, but they use an iPod or a laptop.
Oh, yeah.
And they
very common.
play off a playlist. And I'm like, nah, man, you got to do the old school. You got to have instruments. You got to have the people waiting for the setup. You hear the mic check. Like, I like that classical style, like she said. Like Cammy's right. That classic style is the best.
I love it. And worth going sometimes to some of the older. Do your research, of course, but go to some of the older, really not very pretty casinos.
Where'd
Just
you used
one
to go?
afternoon.
You used to go to the
more
Blue,
established.
What was that one? That
there was a
seedy,
Blue Note.
terrible blues bar you went
Oh, they reopened that blues bar, and I haven't been back yet.
Sand Dollar.
Lounge. Love the Sand Dollar.
Yeah, it's a little rough.
Loved the Sand Dollar. It is rough, and I haven't been back since they reopened because they did close down for a while. But live
maybe it was
blues, there should be more.
You
of that.
you get a wine in Cammy. She'll throw fists.
Oh.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah,
Not
sure.
afraid to throw down?
Yeah.
Oh, there's definitely a waitress at the Sand Dollar named Ginger, and she has never worn a bra in her life, and she's wearing a tank top and serving you in those like white heels that have the chunky. Oh, that's part of the Vegas experience right there.
That's the classic.
But great music, great music. Yeah.
Well, number 6. Speaking of Ginger and her tank top,
Braless.
Sex still sells. I heard somebody the other day complain that our advertising, and it's actually, they were referring to the advertising of a friend of mine working, her name's Kristen, and she's one of the lead dancers for Fantasy over at the Luxor. And the people were complaining about this poster, that their children were forced to see this poster.
Oh, my God.
Ugh. And, of course, it's a giant poster, and you can barely make out. I mean, you can make out it's a bunch of girls, and you can make out it's a bunch of good-looking girls. And if you get up close, that they're scantily clad, but they're completely clad. And they were complaining that their children had to see this.
Oh my God.
Sports Illustrated.
I mean, they regulate that stuff too. Like they can't put up an X-rated poster in a casino.
And and what's strange is the conversation I was overhearing. They were residents of Las Vegas, and there is no reason why they should have been exposed
They're shocked
to this
by this
billboard as much as they were talking about, because you don't go home that direction. There's nothing that direction. But we've talked about the failure of the family environment here in Vegas, and I think all the true Vegas people are glad that failed.
Failure of the family tourist environment.
Yes,
because
exactly.
I have a comment on this that I later after.
Okay.
Yeah, because truth, this is not really a place to bring your young children.
No, not
it's
really.
Not for
I mean, there
vacation.
are things to do. You can, if you're desperate to come to Las Vegas and you need
can
to get out
entertain your
and,
kids, sure.
and you don't have a grandma or grandpa that you can drop your kids off at, you can bring them, and there's entertainment.
Sure.
There's entertainment, but it's
But
not
somewhere
that
you
town.
want to, bring them for an extended period.
Well, plus the kids can only hang out at Circus for
Right.
so long.
Well, and don't complain about it. I mean, in advance, that Kevin Hart might curse during his performance, so don't be offended after you get there.
Yeah.
Right.
And it's like Vegas. You know what Vegas is. Vegas hasn't changed. It's still that way.
Right.
So I'm
It's
all
just-
for sex sells.
Right.
Right.
There's
You know.
showgirls since, before then, Vegas was big, and then there'll be showgirls when it's,
Right.
old
Because the
and-
guys
old and-
know this show.
That's what it is.
This show is what? nudity, explosions.
That's right.
That's all
That's
we
what
want.
he's here for.
That's right.
Yeah.
Right.
And lastly, number 7. Our 21st show, by the way. Celebrating
Yeah, we're-
21.
We're old enough to
Right.
drink.
So we're old enough to drink.
Yes.
Old enough to
And
drink.
buy weed.
That's
And
what,
buy weed.
That's what we're shooting for. That's what we're shooting for in the
And
cards.
grow weed now.
That's right.
And grow weed now,
Oh,
Vegas.
yeah, the
Welcome to July.
The dude behind me where I
Welcome to
live,
July.
I think he built
He's
a grow
taking,
house.
Yeah, he's taking full
Yeah.
advantage.
Yeah, he's an idiot because he doesn't know the laws, but whatever.
Right.
But number 7, Las Vegas will survive us all. Yes, she will.
That's kind of
Yes,
what
she
I was
will.
getting at.
She has metamorphosized into many different things. But it doesn't matter how many complaints, how many changes, she's going to be here as long as is possible. And good for her.
Because everybody needs to have fun and everyone needs to be able to gamble. There's hope.
Yeah.
That's why lotteries do well. Which I'm
Absolutely.
ticked that we don't have
Yeah,
them
which
here.
we don't
but
have
Yeah.
here, right?
I'm
We have to
very
go down a
upset
state
about it.
line.
Yeah, 35
Very
minutes.
upset.
Yeah.
Go to Rosie's.
Uh,
Or Ruby's. Rosie's?
Yeah.
Rosie.
I have my mom buy me
Yeah,
tickets, but
state
I
line.
don't trust that. I have her buy me a ticket, and then I have
Yeah.
her take a picture of the ticket that
Right.
has my name on it because I
Yeah.
know my mom. And if she buys 2
She's
tickets
gonna
Yeah.
scratch
and
one off
mine
and
and
like,
mine wins,
That's- oh, yeah.
she's totally claiming
Sure
it.
she
She's like,
is.
"I'm sorry, yours didn't win." I have to send her my cash too. She
Thanks,
can't buy it
Mom.
with her cash because she'll be like, "Oh, I bought it with my cash. It's no longer your ticket."
That's great.
Yeah, I have to leave money behind. Now, my
great.
dad, he would give me his ticket even if he had the winning ticket.
You have to plan
My
for all
mom-
these fail-safes.
Oh, no,
so-
no. My mom, she's like, it's too bad for you that so close, but
That's,
just
she
didn't
wouldn't
make
even-
it.
she wouldn't even break you off a
just
piece?
didn't make it. Yeah,
mean-
just didn't get it.
that's fantastic.
Mom, I hope you never listen to this.
Well, we're going to move to Gear Grinders. I've made it Las Vegas themed as well. It's entitled Conventioneers' Entitlement and the Demise of Humanity.
Yes.
Now,
Yes.
as much as we've talked about loving Las Vegas, there are some bad things here, and unfortunately, one of which Cammie and I were exposed to often. The conventioneer.
Yeah.
He's the guy, he got a
He's
little
got
bit
the badge on. He's got some power.
He's got the lanyard
Yeah.
with the oversized identity badge. He's got a couple extra pounds on the front. Bleary-eyed, and he's here trying to schedule when he's going to gamble and which meetings he's going to skip. Doesn't know where anything is. Doesn't really care about anything. But all he wants to do is eat. That every time. Where do I go to eat?
and if it's free food,
Yeah.
it's like a locust.
Yeah. But I got to talking to John, and John remembers fondly most of these folks. John is fantastic. But we get conventions in town, big ones. I mean, we have the big ones. We have CES, we have AVN, we have just giant clots of people that come to town. But a few that come are specifically irritating in my memory, as John reminded me. So, do you remember Safari International? Do you even know what Safari International is?
I remember hearing that. But
Yes.
I can't.
Safari International are a bunch of, to coin Adam, douchebags. They are a bunch of hunters that join this club and score points for killing animals.
Oh,
Yeah.
Jesus.
And,
Sweet.
and
Sounds
all-
very PC.
all-
Sounds like a good group of people.
Yeah. Oh, sure. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Already morally bankrupt. They come to
Right.
Vegas to bring this bankruptcy, and they want to eat. They want to eat large meat things, and
Right.
they're terrible individuals.
Oh, my God.
Now,
I'm imagining the rodeo people times 100.
yeah. And I've seen articles that denigrate
I go,
Las
I
Vegas
go to the
because
rodeo.
of these guys.
I go to the rodeo
She
every
goes to the
year.
rodeo.
I rode
Well,
my horse through a
They're so
drive-through.
cheap,
People.
though. They spend all their
Yeah.
money getting their horse here.
They, and you're
And then
right.
$5
No, I'm not
blackjack.
saying that they're good. I'm not saying they're good for the tipping folk. I completely understand that. But again, I'm such an optimist. You guys, I'm such an optimist about Vegas.
Yeah.
I love that this
need
is
that
the
here.
best city for every convention.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do we love you all? Of course
No.
not, because
Right,
do you
right.
all tip
But they
equally?
all come here
No.
regardless, right?
But I love that, and I love that those people come in December.
Yes.
This is the perfect weather place.
Right.
Now,
Oh,
do you,
I love it all.
do you remember Candlelight?
So well.
Now, here's
So
a story
well.
about Candlelight that
Just seeing
actually
Cammie's face
Do
there.
not tip me
Yeah, do
with
not.
a votive,
with
a
yes,
cheap
they
votive,
would tip with wax.
because I'm going to give you a wax
What?
type
What?
reservation.
Yes, they tip with candles. Now, here's a story about
They thanked you with
Candlelight.
candles?
Yes.
Holy shit.
Now, other than the
Free candles that were free for them. We know
Yeah,
that
free.
because we know
Yeah,
that's why
yeah.
you're giving them
and
away.
they certainly
They're
didn't
not
make
going to
them.
fit in your bag.
Yeah. Now, Candlelight is basically generally the demographic was a 40-something woman not a big deal. It's not, but that's what it was. And literally, the hotels changed their pizza delivery policy because of Candlelight. Candlelight were so cheap, they wouldn't eat in any of the casino or hotel restaurants, and they would order pizza.
And
they're like, no, we
casino,
can't have pizza
right,
delivery
didn't have a buffet.
out, right?
The valets got locked up.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
That's
So
pretty
and
funny.
then the other one, of course, was equally cheap, Amway.
Sure.
I didn't even realize it still existed until they showed up at the hotel.
Sure. I'm sure they're still going.
They're still going.
Oh, yeah, and there's Amway International and everything else.
Crazy pyramid schemes. I almost got
the
roped
Great
into that when
Pyramid
I was
Scheme.
younger.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
But does no one else here also think, I mean, this is the city for it, though. Bring everything. When I moved here as a young person, I remember thinking, okay, I'm paying my way through school and everything, every person. It does not matter what you want to do or who you want to be exposed to. Improper grammar.
That's okay.
They are going to come through Las Vegas.
Yeah.
All of them will.
Very true.
Everyone. The candlelighters, the rodeo
Yes.
people, the porn people, and I hope the Super Bowl people. I hope we will get that beautiful stadium,
Sure.
and we will get and
If the stadium's
we
nice
are going to
enough,
have
we're
the
gonna be
best
in
weather
the
for it. You're not
Well,
going
the
to have
stadium's
to.
going to be beautiful.
And
So you'll
we've
be
got
able
the
to see
hotels
every seat.
for
There's going to be
it.
in them.
Yeah.
all the empty seats.
All the
you're
empty
saying?
seats. Yeah, you'll be able to see everything. But now,
Best city for it, though.
have you? Well, then President Obama made a terrible statement about coming to Vegas, and I don't even remember the quote. But he didn't denigrate Vegas, but he said maybe we should the corporate people and the money should stop going to Vegas. That was the gist of it.
This was when
Well, it was during the crisis.
Thank you. It was during the
housing
crisis.
Yeah.
And being a person, of course, who wants Las Vegas to thrive and exist,
Right.
it's no different than if your brother is asking you for a loan to buy groceries and then the next weekend goes on a trip to Vegas and gambles
Right.
when you've just given your brother, for example, $500 to make rent. How do you feel about that? But your brother's excuse is, well, I need a break and I'm so sad and I needed hope and I might have gambled and won a lot of money and paid you your $500 back. But no, really what your brother did is he spent your money
Yeah.
on fun.
Yeah.
And that's how I interpreted that at the time. I said, yeah, I get it, but you're right. It's not going to be popular with.
Yeah, but I think that's an enlightened way to look at it.
Yeah,
but I don't
Eleanor.
think that was the general consensus of how it was received. I think
No.
it actually hurt Vegas for a time. But yeah, we were in Vegas. The marketing, of course, they always say Vegas is doing well and doing, and it's not so much. We were the epicenter of a major problem.
We got hit late.
Yeah.
And it's still recovering.
Yeah, so but Vegas is doing great, and yes, we welcome all the conventioneers, but don't be cheap. Now, I'm sure everyone in the studio here has attended in Vegas a bachelor or bachelorette party. Yes, Sam, have you?
For like a convention wise or for a friend?
No, just for anything. For
a
you
friend
attended
or-
a bachelor
yeah,
party.
Bachelor party.
Yeah, been to a few.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Me too.
I've been to one.
How about you, Kay?
I can't say that I've been exposed to several bachelorette parties,
Yes.
but I have not been in attendance of of
During
these parties.
your concierge.
Right.
No, just for example, Larry Flint's. They've got a whole floor.
Larry Flint,
They've got a
yes.
whole floor for the ladies,
Yes.
and it's always.
Yeah.
Not that I'm a frequenter of Larry Flint's places
understand.
or anything like that.
You
I'm
know
just
where it
saying
is.
that
That's all
that
we're
if you
saying.
go out in Las Vegas to some places, you're going to see some pretty wild parties,
So I see.
as you should.
Yes, absolutely.
As you should.
Absolutely. Now, I've seen as concierge, and living in Vegas for so many years, we've seen them go well and we've seen them go badly.
Oh, there's like
Oh my
a fine line between
Yeah.
Go well or go badly. You've got a group of
Dance
same-sex
across that.
people without their guardian / supervisor / spouse,
Right.
girlfriend,
Sure,
boyfriends,
yeah.
And they're-
drinking
For the
out of
their
town
last
in Vegas,
hurrah.
and it doesn't go well.
Well, yeah.
Actually, the one that I went to went pretty well.
Yeah.
Although we went go-karting, we went to a strip club, we played some poker. Yeah, it
Well,
was.
see, that's
and
cool.
no one died.
That's
Yeah,
cool.
no one died.
That's a
yeah.
good
And
night.
no one-
That's
there
a
was
good
no
night.
strippers,
No, and no one
at the
showed up.
hotel anyway.
And no one
You
showed
didn't
up with
lose
a
your
veil
friend.
and a
Hey,
penis
where's
on
Mike?
their head.
Yeah,
No,
where's
right.
Mike? I don't know. We lost Mike
Actually, I have a good,
four strip clubs
bachelor
ago.
party.
right.
We assume Mike went home
okay.
with Ginger. With Ginger at the
Right, with
Sand
Ginger at
Dollar.
the Sand Dollar. There you go. I'm going to never forget that now. I can picture her. Yeah.
Oh,
But
so can I.
our friend, well, me and Adam's mutual friend, the Doe, aka Al, he invited me to his bachelor party, which at the Hard Rock Hotel, and his goal was to go to Kiss Mini Golf across the street.
Right.
So we went to Kiss Mini Golf.
High
Then
goals.
went to Capriati's, and then we went to back to the hotel room up there in the suite, and playing poker, playing pool.
Right.
And he told me, listen, throughout the night, I'm going to party, but when the stripper shows up, I'm going to tap out and you take me home, okay? I was like, really? He's like, yeah, I can't do it.
Yeah, everybody volunteered for that ride.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we're all there hanging out, and the strippers finally show up. He's like, okay, we got to leave. I got to leave, but quietly. I was like, what do you mean, bro? You're freaking drunk as hell. He's like, yeah, take me home.
And you're like the man of the hour.
So I had to sneak him out of his own bachelor party because he wanted to cheat on his wife, like by hanging out with a stripper, because that's not his cup of tea.
Well,
so I remember taking him back home, and the only request he asked for was we stop by a Roberto's so he can order taquitos and quesadilla. So we're sitting there at 2 a.m.
Strippers,
with taquitos and quesadilla, and he's plastered to hell.
Yeah,
it's just ridiculous.
I've got two questions for you and Adam. A, why do all your friends have AKAs? I don't understand that part. Are they running from the law? What's going on with that? Secondly,
it's just a group. We all got nicknames.
Secondly, the dude that you just described lost his man card at Taquitos. He's not cheating on his wife, just looking at a stripper.
But there was two ways.
First, his cup of tea though, so I respect that.
Yeah.
My first impression of the story is, why the hell did he have his bachelor
anyway?
party here in Vegas? But then, what a kind, altruistic thing to do for his friends.
For his friends, yeah.
For his friends.
To spend hundreds of dollars going to someplace.
Hey, I'm going to let all my buddies have boobs in their face, but I'm going to go home.
In this suite at the Hard Rock.
Good job.
Yeah.
Good job.
What a good friend.
Nice guy.
How come I wasn't invited, Doe?
That's right.
I'll give you one story about strip clubs and me. I have a friend. His name's Jeff. I think I've spoken about him on the podcast. Cammy knows Jeff.
He hates me.
Maybe not.
Oh, he does.
Does he still hate you?
Jeff.
What'd you do to Jeff?
I don't hate you.
I don't know. But we would go to bachelor parties with Jeff, or not. We would just go to the strip club. And I would always have to be late because I was running a later shift, and this is while I was working as a concierge. So I would arrive late. Well, Jeff's big thing was to create alter egos for us. And so oftentimes I would get there and he would introduce me as Harry the gynecologist, or a florist, and I was like, dude, I'm a concierge. That's how already kind of cool. And then later on, I'm a commercial photographer. That's pretty cool too. But no, I would get to the strip club and I would be.
You'd have an alter ego. waiting for you.
I'd be Jack the plumber, and so that was a big thing.
Co-owners of the maple syrup conglomerate.
Speaking of AKAs.
And hey, this is a little plug for strip clubs for those few people who have not visited Las Vegas and are listening to this because they're planning to. Speaking of AKAs, all of your bills will be under an AKA. When you spend money in these clubs, they are so sly, and I love that. I love that about Las Vegas strip clubs.
Again,
I love that your wife will never look at your credit card receipt
and see, the green door. Or
the only thing might be the fact that that you made that purchase at 2 a.m. That might tip her off, but it's definitely going to say like Jill's
the $10
Donut
ATM
Shop.
Fee
Jill's Donut Shop at 2 a.m.
Yeah.
See, I just had some drinks with the guys, and I had to go to Jill's Donut Shop because that's my.
Wow.
I love that about the credit card.
Think
It's very sly these Vegas.
Clearly, Cammy's a church-going lady.
She's done this before.
Church-going lady. Well, what do you think I talk about at church?
There you go. Well, we're up to Area 52. Do you know about that? Area 52. It's in deference to Area 51.
No one knows anything about
it. It's a secret.
Yeah, so we try to find really cool stuff about Vegas. I find a couple of cool things, although both have to do with being buried.
Oh.
Yeah. Bugsy Siegel. He very famous here. Has started a casino and had the Flamingo basically is what he started. And he ultimately was killed here because of the overages and all the problems with the mob. But his car was in a tunnel underneath the Flamingo Hotel. And when they destroyed everything, demoed everything, and were going to rebuild the Flamingo, it was cheaper to bury the car than to bring it out of the tunnel.
Really?
So it is still there underneath the Flamingo Hotel.
Well, that's kind of cool.
Yeah.
That is kind of cool.
Yeah.
Some interesting history. They should have put a glass case over it or something.
That's right. Dug a little tunnel to it.
Yeah,
and
I guess
charged
so.
admission.
I'd
go see it.
We had used to have the hotel, the Imperial Palace. It's gone now, right?
I think so.
Yeah, the IP had a great museum. In fact, it was the funniest thing. You would go into the IP from the street level, go into the car museum, and couldn't get back out unless you went through the casino. That was
got to go through the gift shop.
School
That's
Vegas.
right,
so often that's the case. It's still the case most places.
Yeah.
Right?
Now, the second one where something's buried, we have a large lake here called Lake Mead. It's created by the Hoover Dam area. And then there was an old west town called St. Thomas. And it was ultimately buried and covered up with water. But what now, because Lake Mead recedes so much, you can actually see it. And people are able to get down to the remaining parts of that town.
And scuba divers.
Yes, you can
get your certification in Lake Mead
and there's a plane
visit
in there.
some of these
there's a World War II plane.
Underwater towns
exactly.
It's man-made, so it's got all kinds of hidden things in there.
So many cool things. People make fun all the time.
Three-eyed catfish too, right?
What's that?
Three-eyed catfish.
Three-eyed catfish, yes. Yeah. Dead bodies,
right.
tires, there's all kind of stuff.
Mobsters. Got to be mobsters in there.
Yeah. Right.
Hoff is there. Oh, yeah.
Oh, absolutely. But they're in concrete, so you
you got the cement shoes.
That's right. That's right. Well, Cammie, thank you so much for coming by. It's always a pleasure to see you, but you always make me remember all the cool stuff that we did. And you're absolutely right. Vegas is a really great place to live.
It's so cool.
Yeah. Well. So thank you again. Adam, Sam, thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks for connecting to us again, Sam. When are you going to break out of your... I know you're faking. It's a bunch of shit.
Okay. Ferris Bueller's Day off over here.
Yeah. When do we expect you back here in the studio?
Probably in a week or two.
Okay.
Should be good to go.
All right. Well, glad to see you. And Adam, as always, thanks for being
here. Of course. Yeah. Had fun.
Thanks to everyone for listening and watching. You can catch the Pod Bay Door on the Podbean app or any of your favorite podcast apps, including iTunes, Google Play, TuneIn, and Stitcher Radio. You can watch our show on our YouTube channel at the Pod Bay Door Podcast. Please download, like, and subscribe. Our social connectivity screen is coming up. Check in with us on Facebook, Twitter, and WordPress. The Pod Bay Door is closed and talent is out. Hey everybody, thank you very much for tuning into the show. We would love to hear your show suggestions and comments. If you are watching on our YouTube channel, please click to subscribe. You can also connect with us on Facebook using @PBD Podcast, on Twitter using @TPBD Podcast, and on WordPress at thepodbaydoor.wordpress.com.